There's a moment, one we all know, when you feel the sting of criticism. It may come unexpectedly, a sharp comment or subtle jab. You might shrug it off, pretend it doesn't bother you, but deep down, it lingers. Like a shadow creeping in the background, public opinion can weigh you down. Stoicism teaches that these judgments are beyond our control, yet we have the power to decide how we respond. It's in these moments, when the world's eyes are on you, that your inner strength is tested. But to conquer this trial, you must learn to face the darkness within. So our first one is the mirror of judgment. Picture yourself walking into a crowded room, eyes darting your way. The whispers start, critical, disapproving. What do they see in you? What you fear isn't their judgment. It's the reflection of your own doubts. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In this moment, the room isn't your enemy. It's the mirror reflecting your insecurities. Criticism feels like a dagger only because it hits the soft parts you've left unguarded. If you strengthen yourself from within, their words become dull, powerless. When you face criticism, ask, what part of me fears this? What am I unwilling to confront? The answer lies not in silencing their voices, but in silencing the storm within. The true battle is internal, and once you tame it, the opinions of others will fall away like whispers lost to the wind. Learn to embrace the mirror. Let it show you what needs to be faced. Second, the fire of public opinion. You stand before a roaring fire, public opinion. It flickers, swells, and burns, eager to consume anything in its path. Every judgment, every critique thrown your way feels like another log tossed into the flames. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The fire may rage, but you decide whether to let it burn you. The flames can't touch your soul unless you invite them in. Public opinion is unpredictable, fickle. One moment, it praises. The next, it scorches. Instead of fearing it, understand its nature. Fires eventually die out, and all that remains is ash, ashes that can no longer harm you. Stand firm as the fire swirls, and watch it pass by. The heat will come, but it's your resilience, not their words, that defines you. Let the world burn around you if it must, but within, remain untouchable. Third, the weight of expectation. The weight of the world is heavy. Too many voices, too many expectations. You are pulled in different directions, each person's opinion another chain tightening around your mind. Epictetus once taught, it's not what they say that troubles you, but your opinion of what they say. The weight isn't theirs to give, it's yours to accept or reject. Expectations are illusions crafted by society, friends, and even yourself. They are imaginary chains. But what if, for a moment, you let go? The pressure you feel doesn't come from them. It comes from your desire to please everyone. To free yourself from this burden, you must understand one thing. You are not obligated to carry the weight of their opinions. Shrug it off. The real strength comes from knowing who you are without the need for their approval. The weight isn't real. What's real is your power to decide what matters. Fourth, the mask of perfection. Perfection. It's the mask we all wear, hoping to hide our flaws from the world's gaze. Yet the harder we try to perfect our image, the more we expose our fear of judgment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Behind the mask lies our true self, raw and imperfect. Criticism cuts the deepest when it challenges the facade, not because it's true, but because we fear being seen for who we really are. The desire to be perfect is the weakest part of us, for it's unattainable. Let go of the mask. Stop striving for an image that can never satisfy. Instead, focus on your actions, not their approval. Once you embrace imperfection, criticism loses its bite. It no longer attacks the mask, because the mask is gone. What remains is something stronger, authentic, untouchable. Fifth, the cage of others' opinions. Imagine living in a cage, each bar forged from someone else's opinion. You walk through life, constrained by what others think of you. This cage, though invisible, is suffocating. Epictetus said, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them." You are not confined by their judgments, but by your own belief that their opinions matter. The door to the cage has always been open, but leaving requires a shift, a realization that their voices only hold power if you let them. Walk out. The path forward is free, but the chains in your mind will tug you back, whispering that you need their validation. Resist. Criticism is inevitable, but it doesn't define your worth. Break free from the cage and realize that true freedom comes from within. Once outside, you'll see the cage for what it was, an illusion you no longer need to believe. Sixth, the storm of emotion. Criticism feels like a storm, intense, overwhelming, battering against your defenses. Each word is a gust of wind, pushing you closer to the edge. But Marcus Aurelius warned, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The storm is emotional, not physical. It stirs anxiety, anger, and doubt. But emotions are fleeting. They rise like waves and crash just as quickly. When faced with harsh criticism, the temptation is to react, to fight back against the storm. But doing so only gives it more strength. Instead, stand firm. Watch the storm rage, but remain unmoved. Let the wind howl, let the rain fall, but know that your mind is your shelter. The storm will pass, and in its wake, you will still be standing. The key is not to control the weather, but to master your response. In stillness, you find clarity. In clarity, you find power. Seventh, the sword of inner strength. Criticism can feel like an attack, a sword drawn against you. But the Stoics remind us, the sword that harms you is not in their hands, it's in your mind. Seneca said, no man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. Criticism only cuts deep when you've been deceived into thinking others' approval is necessary. The truth is, their opinions are blades without edges. Your reaction is what gives them sharpness. Picture the next critique aimed at you as a sword that glances off your armor. That armor is your inner strength, forged from self-awareness, discipline, and acceptance. The moment you stop relying on external validation, their words lose their power to wound. They become hollow, like swords made of air. Hold tightly to your inner strength. It is the only weapon you need. The battle is not fought with others, it's fought with yourself. And the victory is found in indifference. Eighth, the shadow of self-doubt. Self-doubt. It lurks in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. Criticism is its ally, amplifying the voice inside your head that says, you're not good enough. But Epictetus reminds us, man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. The doubt isn't real, it's a shadow, a projection of your fears. The more you feed it, the larger it grows. Criticism thrives on this self-doubt because it reflects what you already fear. To overcome it, you must first confront the shadow. Turn toward it, not away. Ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Failure? Rejection? Once you name the fear, its power fades. Criticism no longer stings because it no longer validates the doubt inside. Step out of the shadow and into the light of self-confidence. The darkness may linger, but it can no longer control you. You now stand free, fearless. Ninth, the anchor of purpose. In the chaos of criticism, it's easy to lose your way. You drift, pulled by the tides of public opinion, unsure of your direction. But Marcus Aurelius spoke of purpose, saying, waste no time on what others think of you, because they are too busy thinking of themselves. Purpose is your anchor. When you know your direction, no storm, no wave of judgment can pull you off course. Without purpose, you're at the mercy of the winds, tossed around by every passing opinion. But with purpose, criticism becomes background noise, insignificant compared to the mission you're on. What is your purpose? Define it. Let it ground you. When the voices rise, threatening to throw you off balance, return to that anchor. Remember why you started, what you're fighting for. In the end, those who criticize are merely spectators, watching from the shore. But you're on a journey, and your anchor will keep you moving forward. 10th, the fortress of the mind. Imagine your mind as a fortress, strong, impenetrable. The Stoics believe that true power lies in the ability to control one's thoughts. Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Criticism, no matter how fierce, cannot breach the walls of a well-defended mind. But fortresses are not built overnight. Each brick is laid through discipline, each wall strengthened by practice. Criticism becomes powerless when it encounters a mind that has fortified itself with self-awareness and clarity. The key is not in avoiding criticism, but in building your defenses so strong that it no longer affects you. Picture every harsh word as an arrow shot toward you. It hits the wall, falls to the ground, and lies there, harmless. Build your fortress with intention. Strengthen your mind with reflection and self-discipline. In time, you'll find that criticism doesn't reach you anymore. It simply breaks against the walls of your own inner strength. The world's judgment may feel like a storm, but in the eye of that storm lies your true power. Every criticism, every harsh word, becomes a stepping stone to mastering yourself. You no longer bend to public opinion, but stand rooted in your own strength, untouched by the winds around you. This journey of resilience has only just begun. As you move forward, the trials you face will shape your destiny, but remember, each challenge is an invitation to grow. What comes next will push you further, test you deeper. Will you rise to meet it?